This is our Driftwood and Shine Daily over here on YouTube, guys. It's like our newspaper. We start every day over here with devotion around 9 o'clock. And then throughout the day, we'll be sharing other things, other news outlets, news items, rather. And then on Sunday afternoon, we do devotion at 5 o'clock, so we don't interfere with anybody's church time. But let's get into today's today's devotion. We're turning to Matthew 8, and we're going to look at 2 verses, but we'll talk about the rest of the chapter, but we'll look at these 2 verses. It says, and when he was come to the other side into the country of Gergesenes, Gergesenes, there met him 2 possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? Okay, one of the first things we're going to notice is that they knew Jesus. When they encountered him, when they saw him, they knew him. They called him by name, Jesus, Son of God. They knew him, guys. Then we're going to look at, and this is so true often of humans, people, says, and behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? They recognized him, but then they had called out, what have we to do with thee? In other words, devils don't have anything to do with God. Jesus, I mean, they don't. They want to be as far away from him as they can, because that's why they left heaven, right? So they're saying to him, why are you messing with us? We don't have anything to do with you, you know? Then listen, then they said, art thou come hither to torment us before the time? They're saying, yeah, you're coming just to cause us trouble. Isn't that the way man acts sometimes? We're like, why are you showing up right now? I'm busy doing this, and I'm having a good time just being me. What are you here for? To mess with my life? To mess up things? That's how men are. Men don't want. Men that are not God's children. Guys, most of them don't want God. They don't want any Jesus. They don't want anything to do with him, because they're so-called happy just living their life, going about their time, just doing whatever they want to do. But these devils, these 2 men, come out of the tombs and immediately they recognized him, and then they start like, why are you bothering us? We don't have anything to do with you, blah, blah, blah. Just like the devil. Then they, on into the chapter, what our devotion is the fact that they recognize God, or Jesus, God in human form, and they cried out to him, like, stay away from me, I don't want anything to do with you. But then the rest of the chapter, which is only a few verses, they kind of, okay, this is what I'm going to, let's just read the rest of the chapter. Let's just read it, because it's so good, and there's so many little snippets in here. It says, and there was a good way off from them an herd of many swine feeding, and they did, some of the scholars say that it was like 2,000, like a lot of swine. So the devils besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. They already had their mind thinking, because they knew he was going to do something to them. He's not going to see the devil and then just walk away with nothing, right? So they knew. And he said unto them, go. That's the only word he said, go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea, and perished in the waters. And they that kept them fled and went their ways into the city, and told everything and what had befallen the possessed of the devils. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus. Now, wouldn't you think they were coming to say, oh, what kind of man is this? We've got to see him. We got to have him be a part of stuff. We've got plenty that we need healed. We got sick. We got this. We need him. Listen. And when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coast. Guys, they didn't go to see what man had healed these two men of demons. No. They went to tell him, go on, get away from us. We don't want any part of you. Because they were so worried or so focused on the swine that they lost, the food that they lost. They couldn't see what Jesus could do for them. Isn't that like men? We're like that. We can't see what Jesus can do for us. We can see what he took away. They saw the food that was gone. The men that owned the swine, I'm sure, saw the money that was gone. And instead of seeing the man that did miracles. You know, most of the time throughout the Bible or throughout the New Testament, whenever it's talking about Jesus and when he does a miracle, then people enthrone him because they just want to see what man is this. They want to be healed from their sickness. They want all the things. But this is a good picture of the world that is so focused on me and mine that they can't see past their nose despite their face. You know, that's the old saying down here in the South. They can't and won't see what God could do for them, what Jesus could do for them. All they could see is what he took away. That brings up in my mind, I read a story one time about some man had been asked, or in an interview they